with the new event allowing players to choose between Susanoomon Awaken or DarknessBagramon for free. And since I have both, this video will be talking about both of them to help you decide which one you should choose. So we're gonna just have them do EDG hard mode on the backgrounds. This is not gonna be the DBS comparison like other videos, because they are made for different types of content, since one is vaccine and one is virus, and they will generally do more damage versus whatever bots they have advantage on. So yeah, don't look too much at the comparison. I'll show the results in the end, but that's not the point of the video. But we'll talk about each one in detail, starting off with Susanoomon Awaken. So we'll start off by talking about his base stats. Now the first thing you'll notice is that he does have a low HP and also slightly lower attack and skill damage. Now the faster attack speed that he have, and he also have full SB on every single skill, it doesn't really matter, his damage is still pretty good despite that. Now his critical rate is also not that great, but in terms of burst damage versus faster rates, he can actually do more damage than Omegamon X because of his F3 and his high burst damage. So he is pretty good in terms of damage, basically the second best SS plus vaccine Digimons when it comes to damage. But his main problem is his low HP. Now low HP is a bit of a problem because we can only get HP from few sources. Basically accessories is not a thing that you can get HP from because there is no space for it. You will mostly focus on critical damage and basic attribute for damage. With lots of hit and critical rate, you basically have no space to slot in HP stats, and even then the amount of HP you get from accessories is not that much. So he does have an HP problem, which I think could be a big thing in endgame and even in Colo Heroes, but he's at least usable in real based hard mode. I think his low HP is still enough. You can still build enough HP to do real based hard mode, assuming you have enough hit rate and critical rate. So yeah, Susanoomon Awaken is actually pretty good SS plus Digimon, second best one I would say. Now his vaccine alternative, if you didn't get him or decided to go for DarknessBagramon, is gonna be Alpha Awaken X, which is decent bit weaker than Susanoomon Awaken, so keep that in mind. So yeah, overall he is a decent damage dealer. His main problem is HP and could be critical rate, but you can still build decent critical rate for him, but it's gonna be a bit hard. You can probably reach the 300 crit rate, but it's gonna be very hard. But yeah, I think his main problem is HP. Now moving on to DarknessBagramon, and looking at his base HP, the first thing you will immediately notice is his very high HP compared to Susanoomon, and I believe he is one of the highest SS plus Digimons when it comes to HP, so he is very good. And you will notice that he does have a pretty low attack, but again, that's not a problem because he has faster attack speed. And looking at his skill damage is slightly higher, but he does have longer cooldown. But once again, similar to Susanoomon Awaken, he does have ASB on everything, so in terms of damage, he's actually very decent when it comes to damage. Now, while I don't know the specifics on how well he compares against other SS plus virus Digimons, I know that he does have overall enough stats to do the exact same content that you can do with like Lucimon Awaken or whatever. I think he's still somewhat comparable to Lucimon Awaken, and I would say can do the same content as Awaken. So overall he is decent. His evasion is a bit low, so I guess keep that in mind. If you obtain him, you don't really have to clone evasion. It's not gonna do anything because yeah, his evasion is just sucks. They also have a stun on F2. It have a 20% chance to stun the enemy for like 5 seconds. Now it is good when it works, like basically 5 seconds where the enemy is not attacking, so 5 seconds where you can wait your potions cool down and you can heal. But it's only 20%, so it's not consistent. You will never like build for it. It's cool whenever it happens, but it's not something that you can account for. It can be noticeable even more when you have like multiple DarknessBagger in the party, but again, not something that's consistent. So it's a nice extra thing. He's mainly gonna be good for data dungeons, so QDG, which is gonna be the best source of options in Stone. He's gonna be the best Digimon for it, and he also usable for QDG hard mode and BDG hard mode. His problem is that he probably cannot be used in Susanoomon Dungeon. You just can't reach the amount of crit rate and hit rate that's required with him being a virus Digimon, which means because he's at disadvantage, you will have to build even more crit rate and hit rate that I don't think it's possible unless you're like Giga Wild. And if you're Giga Wild, you probably have another vaccine or even data Digimon lying around, and also probably can't be used in real base hard mode. But I don't think that's gonna be that much of a problem because you can use Gothmon, so it doesn't make real base hard mode unplayable. He does have also slightly worse critical rates than Susanoomon, so keep that in mind. And one thing to mention which might be relevant for some players is that he does have a good deck buff with Shoutmon Cross 7. So if you manage to get Cross 7, you can get the Ultimate Digi Cross and D5 Day, whatever it's called, deck buff that give you permanent skill damage and also can give you 100% critical damage, but the proc chance is very low, it's only 3%, so it's not very consistent as well. Overall, he does have still decent damage without the 100% critical damage. The deck buff itself giving the skill damage is huge. And lastly, for his alternative, if you decide to go for Susanoomon, what other virus alternative you can use? And unfortunately, your best options is basically Omegamon Ultra S or Moon. I mean, outside of data summons, yeah, these are your alternatives, is Ultra S or Moon Millenniumon, which are not good. They are even weaker than Alphamon Awaken X. They are SS Plus, and SS Plus in this meta is just not that good anymore. I don't know if you can even use them for Colo normal mode nowadays. You don't ever have to do that because you just use your Susanoomon Awaken. So yeah, if you're gonna ask me which one I would pick, I already have both, but if I were to pick one, I would pick DarknessBagramon because I like him and because he have high HP, which makes him, I guess, more convenient to play in like general content. He's more usable in QDG, so you can farm options in stone. So, and also the faster attack speed is just more convenient, I guess, hitting mobs and stuff. So yeah, now the most important thing here is that this is the second time that these two Digimons were given away for free. So if they keep this up, you will eventually be able to obtain both. So this is gonna be a matter of which one you should get first. Yeah, this is a video. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and if you have any questions about either of them, leave them down in the comments. And yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more DMO content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.